So I think what you really want to do in this world, in this new world of all these things, is you want to do 1 + 1 = 3. So I think you have to really think about how you're partnering, who you're partnering with. You got to gain trust with each other. You have to have good open dialogue about what are the challenges and work it through together, which I think Zest has done a really good job on, because I think when we first met, there was a lot of discussion about regulatory, and I think Douglas took it very seriously and actually is making it sounds like a competitive advantage for his company now.
Thank you, that's kind of you. So I would pick up one thread of what Margaret just said and pull on it a little bit. It's often the case that our clients have a lot of data internally that they're not using. They may not be using it because it doesn't seem on the surface relevant, but more often they're not using it because it's just hard to do in the underwriting framework that they've got. But some of those things are relatively easy to do in our framework. Let me give you a completely trivial example, which I could manage in an old infrastructure as well, but let's work with it. So almost all lenders have bankruptcy yes or no in their models. Some actually select positively towards people who have bankruptcy, and some select negatively, but almost everyone's got it in their market. But what's interesting is in the US, you can do first order, declare bankruptcy once every 7 years. So a bankruptcy that's 7 years ago is actually a very different risk than one that's 2 years ago, particularly if you overlay on that cash flow and sale movements. You can actually get a picture where it materially matters when that default happened, when the bankruptcy happened, and what their movement is since then. So there's a little bit of a dynamic component, and that's data everyone's got. I mean, that comes from the bureaus. I mean, everyone's got that. And then there's sort of other stuff which is lying around that's more special. So for example, customer service data, et cetera. All of which, if you can find a way to unlock it, has incredible value. Just most places can't unlock it.
I see. So it sounds like the focus is maybe using a lot of the existing data that you guys already have, just in a new way.
Well, and making it more real time.
Yeah.
Because I think we had a lot of data that's stagnant, and maybe we pull at it once in a while. But what you're trying to do in the models that you create, they're almost, I call them living beings. You're constantly adding new data to, this is my terminology, not a technology one.
Something that sound like little lobsters.
Yeah, little beings, where you're constantly updating the data that goes into the model, and you're refreshing your models on a constant basis. Where in the past, we'd develop a model, we'd pilot the model, we'd get it out there. Maybe it'd take 12 months to get a model out. Then maybe we'd start doing a new model. Today, what we're doing using AI and machine learning is we're updating models with new information, new data on a constant basis, and getting smarter and smarter at how to make these credit decisions, and also authenticating and really managing fraud.
That's cool.